Hey, okay. So I feel like my last two videos were really complaining videos, kind of. I feel like I was just, my head's too high in this. I feel like I always fix it after I start recording. Anyway, I feel like, I just sounded kind of like a brat and ungrateful. So I wanted to make a video talking about things that I really liked in Korea, because I kind of ended briefly on that note in the last video, but I really didn't go into it. I did the same thing on Facebook when I was writing about this on Facebook. It was just like, oh, this was challenging, and I wish, I'd done this differently, and this, that, and then I realized I really need to make sure that people realize I didn't hate my time in Korea, and there actually is a reason I want to go back. So I swear, there were things that I really loved. And the thing that I remember the most and was most fond of was just trying to converse with the adults there that I was around. We had two sets of host parents because, unlike the other people in our group, we had to switch host families. But our first set of host parents did not speak a lot of English at all, barely, and I think I said that before. And so when I had the frame of mind to do so, I would try to say things in Korean, and sometimes I would say it right, and sometimes I'd have no idea what I was saying, and I would just kind of give up. But overall, it went well, and it was fun, and we would just laugh, and it was just really, really neat, even if it was very, very, very choppy communication, and it did not go extremely well all the time. It didn't make us like annoyed. It just made us happy to try to be conversing with each other. And there was just a lot of really cute moments of just cross-cultural, like, oh, what? Or, oh, that's really cool, stuff like that. And so we really loved our first host family. They were so sweet, and they had a little daughter who, she barely spoke any English, but she was so enthusiastic about just like greeting us, giving us little gifts, and trying to teach us Korean things and explain what certain things meant in Korean. And she would just say like, 1, 2, hana, two, like she was like a little teacher. And like, I just want to be her. She's 9, and I want to be her. So I loved her, adored her, wish I could have kidnapped her. And then her older sister was also really cute and sweet. She's close to my age, and she knew a little more English, so she would translate things, and there was one time where we went out as a group, shopping kind of, and we were all wearing these awful, our camp t-shirts, which no one in Korea would be wearing other than us. And we just looked kind of, it just made it all the more obvious that we were a group of Americans, I mean, it's okay, it happens, but, duh. So she came with our group, and then she and I just kind of naturally branched off from the group, and at one point we actually lost our group for a few minutes because she took me into another store, and we had to re-find the group. But I actually loved that. I loved being with an actual Korean who actually knew what was going on, who understands the culture and everything, who could take me to where they thought was cool and show me what they liked. I much preferred that to being with the group of Americans, even though it was fun to be with my group. And they're crazy and fun-loving and funny, so that was great. I'm not trying to be mean to them. But when I'm in another culture, I desperately, desperately want someone from that culture to be able to just show me that culture. I don't want someone who's either never been there or who's only been there a few times and is not really, really used to it. I don't really want them to lead me. I want someone else who knows the culture to be like, hey, here's this, here's that, this is why they do this is why they do that. So any moment I experienced that, it was just like, my heart just melted inside. I loved it. So I really loved that. I said, like, I love being surrounded by Hangul. And there was a lot of English. Sometimes we'd try to make fun of the English or Konglish, whatever you want to call it, because there was definitely some things like twinkle, twinkle, little star on a mug. We all laughed so much. It's not twinkle, it's twinkle. In case any of you need to know, it's twinkle, twinkle, little star, not twinkle, twinkle. Yeah, I don't know what other ones. There was this one like poem thing where it was very, very sweet and loving and wonderful, and then the last sentence was, and you make me sad. and it made absolutely no sense with what the rest had said, but it was just really like, okay, you know. So those were fun moments for us Americans, even though we felt a little mean sometimes. It was just like, we can't help that you don't know what you're saying, and we're just gonna have fun with the fact that you have no idea what you're writing down. Yeah. So I'm trying to think. The food. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna say, oh, I love Korean food, but there was food that I liked, and I miss like I said, I put in text in the last video in the description box. I miss having rice all the time. It was just a great filler. It was a great simple addition to things. I feel like it might be better for you than bread. I don't know if it is or not, but we had rice. We didn't really have bread very much. I miss that. I think I miss a little bit having a little bit of spiciness, even though I don't like spicy food. There was times where I realized this needs to be spicy. I need to put something more spicy in it, and it's like this is lacking something. It needs spice, you know. So I kind of miss that aspect a little bit. I'm trying to think of other Korean foods that I enjoyed. Well, I mean, I love bibimbap. Love bibimbap. I miss that a lot. But I had it twice on the plane when we were heading back. So I mean, that's okay. I've had enough of it to not miss it too much, but I do love it. Kimbap, I did not have nearly as much of it as I wanted. I never got a roll, and I wish I had. I just didn't really have a good chance to. But if I go back, definitely going to be trying to get that. I'm trying to think of, I mean, kimchi is okay. With rice, it's even better, obviously, because you're supposed to have it with rice. Didn't really know that. But that was okay. Or when we'd stick it, I don't know if you're supposed to stick it in the lettuce with the meat and stuff, but we did, and that was pretty good. I miss the novelty of using lettuce as a plate, almost, you could say, because we just took the lettuce in our hand and put meat and rice and little fillings and pepper paste or whatever, wrap it all up and shove it in your mouth. And it was like, it was fun. Like American food, some American foods are fun to eat, like s'mores are like the atypical must-have American food, and that's fun to make. But not a lot of American food is fun, and that was fun, especially because you had to use chopsticks. Good luck with that. I'm terrible. I'm getting better with chopsticks, but I'm terrible at eating seafood that you have to peel. Like anything that you have to like peel and separate a lot with chopsticks. Oh my gosh, I'm terrible at that. And so seafood was sometimes a real big problem, but you know, it's okay. Definitely ate a lot more things with faces than I've ever eaten before. I don't know that I've ever really eaten anything with a face on it, but I did that several times in Korea. It's like, yes, this is definitely a fish. Definitely looking at me off the plate right now. You know, okay, you know, that's a little like crayfish thingy with the full body and the eyes and the antenna and the legs and everything, and hey, I'm about to eat you. Cool, you know, and some octopus tentacles, you know, they were cooked. I never had raw octopus. Don't know if I could do that, but I had it cooked. Did not expect even to do that. So, you know, we were fine. It was a little hard to chew. Some of the seafood things I really found hard to actually be chewing because they don't really chew. They just kind of mush. Like, I don't know how to describe it. So that was interesting. But, you know, it's an adventure. Food was always an adventure. What are other things that I really miss? Because we were in a very small neck of the woods, I feel like if I were in a bigger city, I might have been able to experience more things. But like we went to Etude House one time, and you know, it's just so cute and girly and light, you know, and I'm not like crazy girly all the time, but it was just fun to be around just girliness, you know. And there's other stores we went into like that, and it was just fun to be like, ooh, sparkles, 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 I love sparkles, you know. So that was fun. The way that the people dressed, I really, really, really miss being in a culture. I mean, Americans don't, as a whole, Americans don't necessarily look awful. But we definitely don't mind wearing sweatpants whenever we think it's necessary, if we're not at work or something. And sometimes even if we are at work, but not usually. That's a terrible idea. Anyway, but the Korean culture really does stress, especially the younger you are. Like, well, no, that's not true. Overall, it just stresses you need to look nice. in one way or another. And jeans are actually expensive there, so jeans are not considered like loungewear per se. So that was interesting. But yeah, like the guys and the girls all looked really nice overall. And the hats, I never realized, but the little black like army cap things, those are super popular. Had no idea. Like girls would wear them, but I saw a lot of guys wearing them. I was like, okay, so that's a thing here. Did not know that. So I miss the appearance, knowing that generally they're all, people will just look nice. It's fun to be around people that look nice. And then when you're in that setting, you try to make sure that you yourself look fairly nice. So that's kind of almost like an accountability thing where it's like, I don't want to be rude, so I'm going to try to make sure that my appearance, I don't know if I can match theirs. Like, I hate high-heeled shoes. And I'm already like 5'8", so you don't want me to be wearing high heels in Korea where everyone's already shorter than me. Trust me, I'll be a monster. But, so even if I can't match where they're at, I'll try to look a little nicer. So that's interesting, and I enjoyed that. I'm sure there's other things that I'm forgetting. Korean Air, like I said, that was amazing. If you have the choice between Korean Air and another airline, take Korean Air, end of story. It's wonderful. Give you little packets with, let's see, what all did they give you? They gave you blankets, slippers, so cute. That's what, oh my gosh, I already said this, but I love how you don't wear socks. You don't wear shoes in a lot of buildings. You take off your shoes. Like when we taught in high school, we wore slippers. In America, if you wore slippers in the classroom, people would be like, you're an idiot. Why are you wearing slippers? This is a classroom. This is not sleep time. In Korea, it's like, you're wearing shoes. You're an idiot. Why aren't you wearing slippers? That's awesome. Or like taking your shoes off to eat. It just makes it more comfortable. Like it's just more cozy. You're not wearing shoes. You're in your socks. Like, I love that. So, that's something that I definitely miss in America. I feel like I was going to go off of that because I didn't even mean to think of that, but I don't know what I was going to say before. There was something. I don't know, but yeah, that was really, really, really enjoyed that. Bowing, I was confused as to exactly when I do and don't need to bow, but I just tried to always bow. I probably bowed when I didn't need to and bowed too many times. I don't know, but and I mean, I enjoyed that. Hopefully I did it right, and if I was doing it right, it just felt good to let them know, look, I might not know anything about your culture, but I'm trying my best to respect you as much as I'm supposed to, within this culture. That was a good feeling. I hope they didn't mind that I was doing that, because I felt like I bowed more than other Americans, but maybe not, I don't know. I don't know. That's all I can think of right now, but it's another long video, sorry. But yeah, just to let you know, I mean, whether I do or don't make it back, whether I do or don't teach, because right now I'm really, really, really on the fence about that. There were things that I really loved, and I desperately hope that if I go back, I can really flesh that out. My biggest worry right now is that I'm not going to be able to teach well. And I always have these things of, well, if this, then that it'll be fine. And sometimes I'm wondering if that's just stupid. Like, you need to think through the issues that could come, yes. But there comes a point in time where it's like, you're not going to know. And you just have to make a choice and go with it. So that's why I'm seriously considering going back, even though it might not make logical sense to me in my head. Because it's like, I'm not going to know what the situation's going to be until I get there. And the only way I can ever become a teacher is just by learning. And for all I know, I'll try to do some prep work before, if I officially, which I kind of almost have, but I'm not going to say anything yet. If I do officially decide I'm going to teach there, then I'll do whatever prep work I can before I go there. And for all I know, I'll have a great group of kids. And if I do, that'll just be amazing. And it won't always be easy. And it won't always be fun. God knows I know that very well. It's going to be very hard and very lonely. But it could be good, and then I would have a chance to learn more about the culture, maybe, hopefully, if there's time to do that, and that would just be really cool to kind of try to explore more of what I've already experienced there. So I don't know. it's hard, but just know that yes, I really did enjoy your country, and I'm very honored to have been able to have gone. Thank you for everyone who was like super excited that I was going. I'm sorry it was so last minute. I'm sorry I'm still not there, and I'm sorry I didn't try to meet up with you. That's just impossible. I swear it's impossible. But yeah, it really does have a lot of mystery to it that I would love to try to explore, and hopefully I can one day. So we'll see. But I hope you have a good day. Thanks for letting me know that Hangul has absolutely nothing to do with Chinese characters. That was my mistake, but it was more branching off the fact that Hangul comes from Chinese, right? The language comes from Chinese. Something comes from Chinese. I know that, but I guess I just mixed up the details. I don't know. Anyway, alright, well, thank you very much. I will say 안녕하세요. And yeah, see you later. 내일 봐요. 내일. No, not 내일. 나중에 봐요. Alright, bye.